Hello everyone, in this practice session, we will reproduce data simulation work in Xutow's paper to learn how to program the 7 steps for data simulation. You are expected to acquire the ability to design your own 7 steps for data simulation task. For example, how to change the current model to a more complex model. What will we do if more observations are available? Overall, in this session, we will have 3 exercises, and the detailed instructions are available in the book chapters. Firstly, let's review the 7 steps. You need to design an objective, collect data, have a model, design a cost function, adopt an optimization method, estimate parameter values, and make predictions. Here is the workflow of the 7-step data simulation. It's realized in a Python file named probabilistic inversion. Firstly, the Python program will read settings for initialization. Then it will generate new parameter values. These values are used in typical model simulation. A mapping function is to build a one-to-one match between observations and simulation results. The cost function will calculate the mismatch between observed and simulated data. Based on the mismatch, the optimization algorithm will decide to accept the parameters or not. If accepted, these new values will be saved into a file, and in next iteration, this set of values will be used for generating new parameter values. If not, this set of parameter values will be discarded, and in next iteration, previously accepted parameter values will help generating new parameter values. The iteration will continue until it reaches a specific number, such as 20,000. Later, we will learn how to realize the 7 steps in programming. In practice, the objective decides outputs. First, we'd like to estimate the posterior distribution for each parameter. That means all accepted parameter values will be saved. Then we'd like to estimate the parameter values and use them to achieve the best simulation. Therefore, we need to keep the optimal parameter values and the corresponding simulation outputs. Finally, all accepted parameter values will be saved for prediction. The forecasting results will also be saved. All these variables are saved in output folder. The operation of saving variables is realized in write IO file and prediction functions. 6 datasets and their variants are incorporated in this study. All data files are saved in input folder. There are 3 lines in each data file. The first one is time series. The second one is observation and ambient CO2 treatment. And the third one is observation and elevated CO2 treatment. The typical model in this study has 7 steps to be constrained. Run model function here is for one-time model simulation with a set of parameter values saved in variable C. It is to simulate the 7 carbon pools from 1996 to 2000. To match with 6 observations, a mapping function is used in this run model function. As a result, the output of this function are 6 simulated datasets rather than the 7 pools. I'll introduce the mapping function in the next slide. The cost function is to calculate the mismatch between observations and the simulation outputs. It's realized in these 3 lines. Xt is a matrix saving the simulated 7 carbon pools at time t. When it is multiplicated with a vector phi, The production is a 6 simulated data size to match with observations. One more thing about mapping function is that some elements in this vector depend on parameter values. As parameter values change all the time in data simulation, we need to keep updating this mapping vector as well. Optimization method in this study is MCMC. Specifically, it is implemented by Metropolis hosting sampling algorithm. It iteratively executes two steps until the present iteration numbers has been reached. Proposing step is to generate new parameter values. Use this function. COP variable is the current accepted parameter values, and the return value, CNew, is newly generated parameter values. The moving step is to estimate whether these new parameter values should be accepted or rejected based on Metropolis criterion. Newly accepted parameter values will be saved into C record array. Corresponding mismatch between observation and simulation outputs will be saved in G record array. Metropolis criterion is to compare a probability, which is a minimum value between 1 and this equation, with a random number u generated from a uniform distribution. If this probability is larger, these new parameter values will be accepted. Because the proposed distribution is symmetric, these two components are the same in values. Therefore, they can be removed in this equation. Besides, LC is a target stationary distribution and is proportional to the product of these two. As a result, the calculation formula can be simplified in this way. The end product is the ratio of cost functions using new parameter values and previously accepted parameter values. All these processes are realized in these 7 lines in the Python file. The guessed-best function is to retrieve all accepted parameter values and corresponding mismatches and found the optimal parameter values achieving the maximum reduction in cost function. Then it calls the run model function again to get the simulation results with optimal parameter values. Step 7 is to construct the cumulative distribution of predicted pool sizes to quantify forecasting uncertainty. It requires forward run module multiple times with accepted parameter values. The first 5 lines are to generate 12,000 size of parameter values from sampling. The following codes are to predict 7 pool sizes from 2000 to 2010 using another function, forward run. Finally, I'll talk about how to conduct the exercises with the package carbon tree. In the main window, click Unit 6 on the exercise number. You are able to access the source code by clicking this button. After choose all settings, click Run Exercise. All information in runtime will be printed in the other window. This information is to notify the process and help you to debug if any error occurs. After exercise 1 successfully finished, 3 folders will generate in the output folder you choose. You can also find a subfolder figure in each of the 3 folders. Notice you have to finish exercise 1 with both ambient and elevated CO2 treatments. Then you can conduct exercise 2. Otherwise, an error will occur. We will have 3 exercises today. One is to conduct the simulation and compare the figures you generate with figures 3, 4, 8 in Schüttel's paper. The expected result is bell-shaped posterior distribution for parameters C1, C2, and C4. The second exercise is for prediction and generate the CDFs of predicted pool sizes and compare it with figure 9 in Schüttel's paper. Then to further constrain the rest of the parameters, exercise 3 is to enlarge their parameter range and reconduct the simulation. The expected figure is similar to figure 5 in Schüttel's paper. The detailed instructions are available in the book chapters for your reference. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions with this practice, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.